This video is brought to you by the EA Creator Network. Hey y'all, it is Luca and welcome back to the channel. Today we are once again going to be renovating one of EA's ugly houses in The Sims 4. So as you can see, this is the Pancakes residence. Of course, we all know and love the Pancakes. We know this house through and through at this point. Fortunately, if you do create a new save file currently with The Sims 4, you will get a newly renovated version of this house. It's nice and updated and clean and fresh and great and wonderful, but where's the fun in that? I'm of course going to give this house a good little renovation. Let me give you a little tour. You know, if you just so happen to either be somebody who just has never opened this household before, maybe you don't even play The Sims 4 and you're just watching this because, you know, so this is the Pancakes house. It is notoriously kind of an ugly house in my opinion. Weird positioning of this like room on top and then like here and then like all these balconies and like there's two more balconies back here that are completely empty for some reason. We have a little back garden here, which is not bad, but could be better. Then we get to the interior and it's kind of god awful. Not gonna lie, it's really dark, really depressing. For some reason, there's a bedroom here, which first of all, if you just really look closely at this room, there's just a lot wrong with it. I mean, these curtains don't even have the same swatch. There's not curtains on every single window. There's not anything here. On top of that, what is going on here? The bedside table is like on this side, and then there's a little sitting area, and like, I don't know. It's just a lot wrong with it, like the rug and then these and then this not being, oh god. And then we have a room which is presumably Bob's, but like Bob doesn't have the athletic skill. What's this doing here? I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then downstairs is this room especially is such a big oof to me. I hate the kitchen so much. The layout's fine. It's actually a decent layout for a kitchen, I will say. Just a really horrible color scheme. And don't even get me started on this living room. Super dark, super depressing. Just plates all the way down to the wall here. Like, we've been here. We've seen this before. Okay, we know this house. It's just not great. It's got good bones, as we like to say. You can actually find this in your little gallery library. You can find that there actually, even if you start up a new save. So you can either play with the new, fresh, clean version, or you can play with this one like I'm choosing to today. But before we get into the renovation, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Creator Network for sponsoring the channel. If you would like to support the channel, you can use my creator code luccaowens, LUCCAOWENS. You can use that in the little promo code little section of the the checkout screen on the EA app, and if you put that code in, it gives me a little bit of commission, helps me out a lot, keeps me making videos for you all, and yeah, pays my bills just a tiny little bit. It really helps me out. So yeah, a big thank you to you all for using my code so much lately, and also a big thanks to the Creator Network for supporting the channel. Alrighty y'all, it's demo day. Okay, we're going to get the little sledgehammer tool, and I'm sorry Eliza, your taste is god awful, so we're just gonna get rid of everything. There's nothing to salvage in this house, okay? Like, even these trees, I know, the trees are even gonna go. Like, they're dying, they're getting cut down, they're fixed. But yeah, we're just gonna demolish everything because there was just like an era of The Sims, which, you know, this is also a little bit subjective or whatever, but there was an era of The Sims where just all their homes were just really bad looking. And, you know, I will say, you know, at the end of the day, they're not really on purpose. It's partially, I don't really know. On one hand, these homes are really ugly and it kind of motivates us to renovate them, which is part of playing the game. But also, I don't necessarily want to give them credit for that because at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, maybe they just don't got the building skills that we want. Okay, there's the first floor. We're getting rid of everything. We're getting rid of the columns too. We're going to get rid of the windows, the doors, the lights. It's getting a complete and utter refresh. We're getting rid of the stairs even. Yeah, those stairs, 3 wide stairs in a house this size. I don't know whose choice that was. This is my favorite part. is just seeing it all go away. Look at how satisfying. So clean, so quick. There's also this room up here, which has this like little fence thingamadoodle here. I guess they were going for like, you know, like a half wall situation before the half walls existed. We're just going to delete that room. And I'm redoing the roofing completely as well. Not necessarily a realistic renovation, I guess you could say. All right, so that is just the rough shell, kind of stripped back. What I'm gonna do first and foremost is we're fixing this ugly situation. Now, I think in the newer version, they actually widened this little middle section, and then they kind of got rid of this and made one big long porch. I'm not gonna do that actually. I want to do my own little thing. So I'm gonna move this room over and then just kind of like do this so that I essentially like have like, you know, a bit more of a normal shape. I'm really torn about this little balcony here. I think this house has too many balconies because we've got some back here. I'm going to keep these, but just change the size of them. And then I'm going to move this down a couple notches to about there. I just think that the porch needs to be a little bit smaller. I feel like that was just too much. And then the balconies here, we'll just make them a little bit smaller and a little bit wider. Just adjust the size ever so slightly. Because, you know, the idea is good. I like the idea of there being a couple little balconies back here, or this balcony, just to kind of, you know, stand out on, but just not the best execution. Okay, and then we're going to adjust the floor plan too before we get too far. Honestly, I like the idea of there being a, you know, master bathroom, I guess you could say, here, but I don't know. I feel like this is a family home. I don't think that that's really going to be their goal because, you know, as you can see down here, I've got the pancakes here. They have a little bit of a makeover. I need to finish their makeovers. I'm not really 100% happy with them anymore, but they've got a little baby Iggy right here, and Iggy is a little girl in this save, and she just looks so cute, honestly. So we want to make sure she has a nice little place. But yeah, downstairs isn't really that bad. I think this layout is just fine. I think we're going to go with it. I am just going to make sure that the staircase is 1 tile wide, not 3. That's so ridiculous. But yeah, we'll just kind of just intuitively, I can make like this a bathroom here, and then I'll make the master bedroom here maybe. Oh, that's kind of a big bedroom. Maybe this can be a little office. This is like the main parents' bedroom. This can be their ensuite bathroom, and then maybe I can do like a couple rooms like this. Those are so wide. It seems kind of awkward, doesn't it? You know what? Maybe that's a little bit weird right here too, with the walls being the way they are. Ooh, actually, I have a really good idea. I'm finding a lot of issues with this setup. So I think there can't be a bathroom here. Maybe there can be an ensuite bathroom right here. Maybe this can be a closet. Yeah, that can be a closet. This can be like a really big bedroom. And then maybe there's going to be, I need to have 1 to 2 bedrooms. Maybe I can do like a bathroom here after all. I'm very confused. Let me figure this out. I think I just need to focus and stop talking. I don't know if this is going to be like the end all be all, to be perfectly honest with you, because, you know me, I change my mind all the time. Let me just be honest. But I think this might be a pretty decent layout. It's okay because we have like a big bedroom here. This is a huge bedroom. Like in the grand scheme of things, this is gigantic. This is honestly too big, but I really don't know how to make it. I mean, I guess I can do this, make it a little smaller, but it feels weird doing it like that. It's a work in progress. We'll put our items in there and see where it goes, but we have the master here. They have their ensuite bathroom here, a little closet, maybe walk-in kind of situation. We have a little bathroom right here, which honestly I might make a little bit bigger. And then this room is a bedroom. This room is a bedroom. So there's 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs. This room I think should stay like a back door area. Maybe I just need to include like some kind of like bathroom. So I'll put like a little bathroom right here maybe. I'm thinking I might actually extend this down 1 notch just because it's a little bit of an issue for me whenever I'm building and there is like just like a 1 tile wide space for a door to go, and I don't know, it's just like little tiny nitpicky little things. I want to be able to put like a proper size like archway or door or something here, something like this. Like these cats and dogs arches are probably going to be what I use in the space. This room is pretty much going to stay the same. I was even considering like cutting this off right here and making this into like a tiny little sunroom. I think that would be so fun. Just put some windows and, you know, a couple chairs or something like that, and then just make this like the main living space. There was also an archway right here. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this house because that does open up, you know, the house a lot. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, whenever you create like a walkway like this, it really prevents you from putting a lot of stuff. But still, it's more whenever we place down the items, we'll see how it looks. We'll see how it feels. Okay, I think we're in a good point to kind of continue our little quest to renovating this house. But let me go ahead and I will work on the, what do you call this? The roof. We're going to work on the roof today. So first, I'm just going to put a simple gabled roof right here. Very simple. Honestly, I kind of like that pitch. It's a nice like proportion. So maybe I'll use that. And then I'm going to put a half gabled roof right here purely because I'm going to like move it all the way back and then do this so that I have like a little, you know, little section there. That looks really cute, actually. That's already much better. I also contemplated on adding some dormers just because, you know, those always add so much character to the house. I don't know if that really fits the vibe here in Willow Creek, but at the same time, it's just like, come on. Maybe it will. That does look kind of cute. I kind of see the vision. I see it in my head. So I'm kind of sort of going to be making this home not Victorian necessarily because it's not really the correct shape, but I kind of want it to be autumnal. I want it to feel autumnal. I want it to feel cozy and I don't know, just all around good vibes. I like this. That's actually super cute. I feel like I could extend this down a notch though, just because I feel like it looks a little bit lopsided. Yeah, that looks cute, I think. I mean, maybe we can even go one more. Actually, yeah, because these look centered with this a little bit more. So that's looking good. I was even contemplating on opening up this whole space like right here, but I don't know. I like the hallways to be separate. I feel like this would be so open, and you know how we are about open concepts here. We don't like them. So let's get the basics chosen first. We're going to choose the foundation. Go from the bottom, move to the top, you know. I'm thinking maybe we'll use... Just honestly, I'm probably going to use a lot of base game stuff just because the base game, for me, at the very least, just has that correct vibe. I kind of want to just change the color. We'll just paint it white, essentially. And then the brick, I've decided that I'm going to be using this brick here. It's called the Venerable brick from Realm of Magic. The house is just going to be like this really pretty brick. I don't know if this is really the vibe, but I don't know. I haven't built an all brick house, so I need to do that. But I'm going to place another little doohickey here, another little section of roof just there. That's all we needed. Honestly, that looks so good. That's so much better. Now for the foundation, I think I might change it to this gray brick. I like that a little bit better, to be honest. And then for the fences, we're going to go with like white accents. It's going to be a little bit cleaner because I'm trying to think. Miss Eliza here, you know, normally we don't have her have taste, you know. Maybe in this universe, she actually has taste. At least she thinks she has taste, you know. I like this fence actually from the base game. That's a really nice, it's kind of elegant too. This part where it's got like the rails in the middle part, it kind of works with the foundation. So I kind of like that. And do we have a railing? We do not have a railing that goes with this, unfortunately. So we're going to use the other one. I do that every single time. I feel like whenever I go to use this fence, if I'm using it on like a porch or something, it just doesn't work. So I have to use this other one in the base game. It's a no-brainer. It's kind of crazy. It's wild. It's just called fence, which that also looks really nice. I'm not going to be mad about that. I think that looks good. And then this is where I'm going to change these stairs. We're going to do, I think, a dark brown like that one. I really like that. It's like a dark brown, but it's like soft at the same time. Now, if I can just find a flooring that goes with it, that would be awesome. Ooh, this one is really nice. It's the Heartwood planks. It has that same kind of like, I don't really know what color you would call that, to be honest, but it's like just like a soft neutral brown like this. It's just like, it's a little light. It's not too saturated either. I think that's also why it looks good. Then we need a new trim as well. Do I use this one? I feel like that one is nice because it's like thick enough to where it actually kind of like looks like it works, you know? And then I'll also make sure I can place it down here as well. And then for the trim for the roof, I think, I'm torn. I kind of want the roofing to match this one next door. I feel like that would look really nice with like this, like, I guess you could say it's like a purpley tinge. It's like a purpley color. And then we'll just use like this roofing right here. Oh yes, that's looking so nice. The white accents though, I feel like they are throwing me off. Yeah, I changed it again. So typical me, right? I was not liking that. No, this feels like it fits into the neighborhood so much better anyways. Let's figure out the windows really fast. Honestly, we're probably just gonna go with these, the HBD ones, because they just, I don't know, they just look so good anymore to me. I don't know what it is. And I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like, okay, this is a home for Eliza Pancakes. Okay, her taste, questionable to say the least, okay? That looks really cute. I feel like there's way too many windows right here. I might just like, yeah, do that. Maybe we'll just like center it a little bit better, just like so. I don't know. I feel like this fits the vibes a lot better. Also, I decided to open up the kitchen a little bit. I liked that this is all one room. I had to take this wall down to fix the room because it's kind of broken. I don't know. I kind of like it. We already established that I'm going to be using these archways, but I do need to pick out a front door first and foremost. I kind of want to use this cats and dogs door. Oh, you all though. This is one of the most chaotic renovations I've done. So I'm going to cut back in a couple seconds here. So after many trials and tribulations, I have something for you. So this is quite a significant time later, but I had to go in and restart the game because the game decided to give me a little bit of a glitch, a little bit of an error, if you will. It wouldn't let me place windows on the walls. It wasn't recognizing the walls like at all. So that was great. It was so fun. But now I'm just replacing everything. And, I know I've been obsessed with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack lately. We'll just say that Eliza is too. Eliza saw, oh my gosh. Okay, here's the story. Eliza had been, trying to figure out how she wanted the house to look. And she was in Brindleton Bay. She saw one of my houses and she was like, Bob, I want that. That's what I want. And he's like, whatever makes you happy. Bob doesn't really have a lot of gumption, I feel like. And maybe that's why Eliza likes him so much, is because she can kind of just choose whatever. But maybe that becomes an issue with a relationship in the future, but that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. I think I'm going to actually change back the foundation to this really pretty blue, just because I think it would look pretty good with the blue siding, sort of. It's not the exact same shade, but you know what? It doesn't look bad in this context. And then I'll make the stairs and the balcony and everything blue. I feel like that would look really good. Yeah, y'all, this was a little bit of a chaotic beginning to this renovation, but I don't know anything else other than chaos sometimes. So, I also need to pick out I was going to say the window, but the door. I think I'm going to put this door here, and then we'll move this door over so that it's kind of like on the same level. All right, so let's focus on the landscaping now. Okay. I kind of want to follow suit with this build next door and just use this really cool brick pavement. It kind of matches the foundation too. And then for the landscaping, part of me wants to go wild with my landscaping, but I don't think Eliza would like that. I think I'm actually going to keep it nice and clean and use these like white border pieces. I'm not even sure what you really call this. It just is called Smooth Keeper, but we can put this kind of around the edge of the house, and then we'll put in some flower beds. She doesn't want messy landscaping. Okay, she sees her neighbors and she's like, no, that's not right, they shouldn't have it. Well, actually, theirs is pretty neat and put together too, so maybe that's why. Maybe she saw them and was like, I want it to be like that, but in my way. And I've been also, once again, obsessed with lavender and hydrangeas in this game for some reason. So I think I'm actually going to use the lavender. I think I'm actually going to use this like bush lavender instead of like the big full like shrub. I want something that's a little bit more like this. Oh, but it's autumn. It's going to look a little bit weird. Just try to keep in mind that these are like dead sort of. And we're going to use the non-live edit ones too, I think, just because I feel like she would want it to be the paid version to make it look nicer. Yeah, it's this one right here, the lovely lavender hedge. And honestly, what if we just kind of like put that along here? That is very pretty, honestly. I actually just want to use that. Okay, but that it looks so pretty. I don't want to give Eliza credit because I did this, but Eliza did good. Should I put a fence around the whole property? I don't know. The logistics of this stuff always gets to me, you know? I think I'm just going to put in a white picket fence, and I don't exactly know which way to go about it other than just like this way. I hate cutting that off, but I want there to be a nice big space fenced in back here, something like that. And honestly, I kind of don't mind that it kind of cuts it off. It kind of looks cute. And then we need to figure out like a little bit of a patio kind of situation. I really like this patio kind of paver kind of situation from is it the Country Kitchen Kit? I think I like that quite a bit. I kind of like the idea of there just being like a little bit of a paved little patio, and maybe we can build a little shed here as well. I feel like that would be a really cute little addition. However, we have these really big windows, and I feel like having that as a view would be kind of sad. So maybe we shouldn't. I'm not really going to worry about that. I like the idea of it being here. We'll just match it to the house. Since we put it on this side, maybe we should put it over here. Honestly, that doesn't look so bad. I kind of like it on that side. And then the patio, we can just kind of like adjust accordingly. Actually, what if we made it just like really small and simple, like just like that? Or we could extend it. We'll do it like to there. That's cute. I kind of do want to continue using this little smooth keeper, little fence, just to kind of trim off this just for visual purposes. Actually, and then maybe we can like put more of this on either side of, I don't know if this looks good. I don't know, but I think it's all about the vibes. It's all about it looking pretty. That's just my goal, is to make builds just have more detail and look prettier. Would Eliza want a pool? Maybe. We would have to adjust this, but actually, you know what? I don't think she would want a pool. I'm going to say it. I don't want to build it anyways, but I think she would just be like, no, the pool just does not work with the vibes of this house. She talks like that, And I'm thinking I'm actually going to place some birch trees. I feel like these are kind of my favorite. I'm going to use a mixture of the ones from Cats and Dogs and the one from the base game. I feel like that would look so nice here. I really like that there is different swatches of the one from Cats and Dogs so that you get slight color variation, which I think is so pretty. Actually, I think I'm going to place down this maple tree from Cats and Dogs. Maybe she was like, I must have a maple tree. They were everywhere there in Brindleton Bay, in BB, I like how simple and clean. I feel like she would love a really clean lawn. Even though I despise it, she would not want any like blemishes. She would want it to be flat and even and clean. She would want people to look over her side of the fence and be like, wow, that's so clean. I feel like my interpretation of Eliza might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I kind of see her as she's not like a control freak. She's not like ridiculous. She's still like a good, kind person, but she does not like mess. She doesn't like clutter. She's really like gets really bent out of shape about it. Bob is the opposite, but he's getting there. Ooh, what if we did this really big door? Ooh, this one would be so pretty out front if it fit. Oh my gosh, yes, it fits. I was just about to start quoting Maid Marian from Robin Hood Men in Tights there. Yes. Okay, let's keep working on this backyard. We're gonna add a little grill moment right here. I feel like we should use this like really nice one. And then maybe we can add just like an outdoor like table kind of situation. I want like a nice one too, like something that's really like clean and bright and fancy almost. Like she's got expensive tastes for sure. Like she has some expensive taste. Ooh, this table from Seasons is kind of perfect. And then I believe there are some chairs that came with Seasons, but also these chairs that came with Jungle Adventure are really speaking to me too. I like the little yellow like cushions. They add a little bit of color. They kind of complement the blue and the purple going on. I'm also thinking too, we should put in a pergola. Pergolas are beyond amazing. I don't know though if this is like, oh my goodness, it fits almost perfect. Actually, yeah, it fits perfectly. And the shrubs change with the season, y'all. The way that they did that, that's so nice. Ooh, the white swatch does not look very clean and nice. Maybe we'll do this wooden swatch. Ooh, I forgot about this one. I forget which pack it came with off the top of my head though. It came with the Riviera Retreat kit. I feel like that's like so elegant, but so pretty. She would so want something like this. I don't know if it kind of goes with the grill being here, but you know what? I like it. I think it looks really pretty. And then right here, I kind of want to put in like a little fire pit. I feel like that would be the perfect little addition. We have this warming lamp that came with Perfect Patio or Dine Out, not Perfect Patio, Dine Out. Nice little addition, I think. I'll put it like right here. And then there is a fire pit that came with Riviera Retreat. That's kind of perfect. I think I'll put it right there. And then we'll do the white swatch. We need some kind of chairs. Now, does it allow me to do like lounging chairs? Ooh, these actually from Get Together kind of look good, but I feel like she wouldn't want anything overly modern. She would want something like nice. I mean, I could do this white one, but there's also one with the blue. I feel like that blue is too dark. I think we'll just do the white. The nice, clean white. What do we think of this? What do we think of this? I actually like this a lot, personally. Well, maybe, let me rephrase that. This isn't my taste. This isn't like if I was to be designing my own space, if I had that kind of money, this would not be the vibe. Okay, I would not be doing, this is very like classic, rich suburban. Yeah, they wouldn't have anything, like no grass, no nothing. It's going to be so clean and sanitized a little bit. I don't personally like it, but I can see the vision. We'll put a citronella candle right there. And yeah, they have a nice little fire pit kind of moment there. Honestly, I feel like there's too many chairs though. I think there's way too many chairs. I feel like I just want to have like 4. I feel like that's better. I feel like it was a little bit too cluttered. And then they have this lovely little what you might call a little shed. I think I'm just gonna put some big windows like this one on it because I really like this window a lot. I mean, we could do that. We could make it into a greenhouse. I feel like a greenhouse would be like kind of everything. So maybe we'll use the windows that came with the Greenhouse Haven kit. And in this little greenhouse, she is gonna have some plants. But yeah, we're just gonna fill it full of these planter pots, keep it really simple. I don't know if I really want anything else in here. She's like, no, this is where I plant my plants. And I insist that there's no disturbances in here whatsoever because that messes with their vibes. Oh, I totally want to give her a yoga room. I'm giving her a yoga room. Please, I'm doing this to help me remember, yoga room. And we'll put a couple other plants in here too, I think, just some like really nice ones. We're going to do expensive. Like this house is going to have some expensive bits and bobs in it. Oh, I love this plant for outside. Oh, it's like so big and ridiculous, but like in the best way. I'm also going to add some of these little like hanging plants. I feel like these would look really cute just throughout the house, like the outdoor spaces. That's really, really cute. Ooh, I forgot about this item. I think I'm going to include it in here. Let's give her like one single box, planter box there, but I really want to add this in here just because I never really use it. I feel like it looks so good actually. Yeah, that looks really fun. And I'll just do like, I don't know, like this watch. That's kind of cute. I don't know. There's not really a whole lot going on out here, but I feel like that's all that Eliza really needs. She does it for the aesthetic. She doesn't really do it to really grow anything for herself. I feel like we want the front to stay really clean. It's going to be like this, honestly. She doesn't want any nonsense. She only wants lavender because lavender calms the aura, okay? I feel like she's going to be one of those like white moms that's like very obsessed with wellness and like, yoga and stuff like that. She's a little bit one of those at first, I'm going to add a matching little couch to the chairs from the back. I feel like that looks really cute up here. I want some like really big plants, but at the same time, I'm realizing that those don't really like suit the space out here very much. I think in order to help them like work a little bit better, we will just add in some little cushions. I feel like those always make a space look better. We'll do these kind of light bluish, kind of grayish ones here, I think. And then maybe we'll actually mix it up and do like a little pop of something else. I think we're gonna make it just like a tiny little bit lighter. And that's it. That looks a lot better. That actually helps it like work a little bit nicer with the space. Add a nice little plant there. Honestly, I always love that plant. And then we need another rug. I think I'm gonna use this one. I keep using the cats and dogs stuff, I know, but like it's kind of nice though, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like that's not expensive looking. I feel like she would insist on using something that looks nicer. We'll actually use the welcome mat that came with the base game. We'll do that. But yeah, that might be all she has. She doesn't want any nonsense out here. It's gonna be nice and clean and bright and like, I don't know. It's a different vibe than I would normally go for because, you know, you've seen these two builds, hopefully. If you haven't seen these builds, I highly recommend you go watch them. But, you know, the vibes aren't nearly the same. But I guess we can work on this little back porch here. I think what we'll do is we'll use, ooh, this one's kind of pretty. Is there like a white swatch that's like really clean? There's a blue, but that's not really the vibe. I think I'm going to use another cats and dogs item, but there's just this really simple little bench. Honestly, I really like it. It's very simple. And then I think we need like a clean rug out here. The blue one's okay. Oh no, maybe I won't put like a crazy big rug or anything either. Like I'll just do, you know, maybe just this one, like right here at the door. Yeah, I like the simplicity, honestly, with this house. The front porch, I'm still not a whole lot in love with, to be perfectly honest with you. But we'll just add another one of these plants, I think, right there. I think that looks good. And, I need something else, something extra, you know. Maybe we'll use some hanging plants. I feel like these would add a lot of definition. That's kind of cute. Yeah, we'll just add like a couple just like that. I think that's all we're going to be able to do because I feel like this feels a lot cleaner and a lot simpler. Before we do head to the interior of this house though, I did want to finish up a couple things. I wanted to add in some proper lighting. I think I'll just use possibly these from Get Together or these from Romantic Garden. I feel like the ones from Get Together are just a little bit more the vibes that I want to go with. We'll just put those like on either side just like that. We'll do that back here as well. I think we'll actually put them on the corners of like this little, whatever you call this little fence here. I am moving so far ahead of myself, but I'm gonna make this little roof piece here. We're going to turn this into a sunroof. Then we'll add a nice trim on that as well. That looks really cute, actually. I'm a big fan of that myself. I think we're done with the exterior. Do we want window boxes on this house? I feel like that would look quite nice, especially these from, I think these are Get to Work. I feel like these from the base game actually look the best. Yeah, these look really nice because they have like a green base and I feel like that looks really good. Talk about a pain in the butt to take care of though. Maybe she makes Bob do all the gardening actually, and she secretly hates gardening, but she wants everyone to think she likes gardening. Really depends on the type of Eliza that you see in your game, honestly. So let's be honest, everybody's Eliza is different. I know that if you watch, she is a fellow content creator and lovely YouTuber, Ocean Sims. If you watch her rotational gameplay in Willow Creek, you'll know that's a really good Eliza. I really like them. We can move on to the interior now. I'm actually really liking the vibes. I feel like a tree needs to go right here instead. I'm gonna be so freaking nitpicky this whole time, so bear with me, please. For this living room, I definitely want to add a chimney because for sure they would have that. They would for sure have that. And plus it really like helps kind of finish out this section of the house, honestly, quite nicely. It fits here so well. And then I'm just going to use the same brick that's on the foundation just to kind of help it all blend in. And then for this little chimney here, we're just going to use probably a base game one, just like this one. I think this one is kind of perfect actually. I feel like we've been working on this exterior for so long, y'all. We haven't even gotten started started with the house. I took a little bit of a break. I did some thinking, and I am going to work on this build. I am going to probably keep the interior, nice and full of lots of pastel, light, bright kind of colors. I feel like that's very much so the Eliza that I know, at least. So we'll go with this couch here from Dream Home Decorator. Honestly, it's kind of perfect. The vibes are just right. We need a nice coffee table. I don't really know. I kind of want one that isn't like super big. Maybe it can go like right there. I feel like this one is a nice one, but the only problem that I personally have with sectionals is the coffee table placement. It's always so weird with them. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that. I like that a little bit better, to be honest. And do we want to put like a love seat like here maybe? I feel like that would be a nice little spot. I don't know, does mismatching it look good? I don't really like that one. Ooh, wait a minute. I've never really taken the chance to use this set from Cozy Kitsch. Is that it? I think so. I think this one's going to be just right, because I feel like she would want like nice bright pastel colors, and I kind of like the the variety here. I also think I'm going to throw in some other throw pillows in here as well. You know what, I think that actually kind of looks cute. I like that. That adds a little bit of extra color in here. And then for the rug here, I want just like a really big rug, something. Oh, this one is probably just right, actually. I really like this rug because I want the house to have a lot of like light blue accents. Maybe the couches should be blue. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. It's a little tiny bit matchy, but I kind of don't mind. And I think I'll use the Growing Together fireplace with the blue trim there. I mean, there's also the one from Parenthood, which looks, I feel like that one looks more like what I'm going for because it matches the wood tone on the floor a lot nicer. And then of course they're gonna have a really nice TV, of course, but I feel like Eliza would insist on it being one of those art TVs because she would not want it to look like a TV, like I think what Eliza wants people to think is that she's kind of cool, she's kind of hip, she's kind of with it, she tries to stay trendy and stuff, but in reality she's very much so like, things have got to be neat. Things have got to be perfect. I think we're going to do like a gallery wall right here. And then maybe behind the sofa, we have like a sofa table, sort of. Maybe something like this or something like this maybe. Ooh, that's kind of nice. But I think this one from Dream Home Decorator, I think we're going to use a lot of Dream Home Decorator actually in this build. I want a grandfather clock. I feel like this one kind of is the only one that works wood tone wise. I feel like that's kind of fun and quirky. I wish we had a newer one that wasn't so like grand looking. I want it to be kind of a simple shape. We got this item from an update in the base game, and I have never even really considered using it. It's super cute. I don't know if it's exactly her style, but I don't know. I feel like it fits really well. Let me get rid of that silly little grandfather clock. I feel like that was not the best choice. But yeah, I'm definitely going to use a lot of simple pieces. I'm going to use a lot of mid-century modern pieces. Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple in here. I'm actually going to flip this around just like that. I quite like that a lot, actually. And I think over here, we want this to kind of look like a proper like fireplace kind of setup. So we're definitely going to use that item that is like it's a little stony rug. It's technically a rug, but it goes under the fireplaces. Yes, it's a surround. Yes. I feel like that just looks really nice. And I definitely want to add some more decor, but I'm not going to add too much decor. No. We don't want too much decor in this house because otherwise then it becomes cluttered, and that's not what Miss Eliza is wanting. Okay, she doesn't want clutter. She wants it to be delightfully organized and decorated. I think I'm actually gonna do like 2 of these maybe and like shrink them down. I think actually I kind of like that. That way I can put this here on the side properly. Cute. And I think we do need to put another one of these lamps in here. I really like the yellow on that. And then over here, maybe we can put like a big plant. And then I'll put maybe like a candle or something. I feel like that's a bad idea, but you know, a candle underneath the TV is not a good idea, but it's for the vibes, you know, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna add a couple windows over here. I don't know if that looks good or not, but this room here is going to be a teeny tiny little kind of sunroom kind of situation. I did have this window here initially, but honestly, I feel like if I want it to be a sunroom, I need to use the windows from the Greenhouse Haven kit. I'm going to add it all around here. And then honestly, you know, I almost forgot. Tell you what we'll do is instead of using those, we'll use the glass walls. I don't really use them very much. I don't take the opportunity to. That's so crazy how we got those. Those are so cool. Does that look good? Does that look okay? It kind of looks weird, but I think I like it. I think I'm going to go with it. This is going to be the yoga room for Miss what you call it, Eliza. She only does yoga in here. This is her yoga and meditation space. And she does not let anybody else in here, because if she lets someone else in here, that means the energy is going to be messed up. And she doesn't want her energy messed up in here. No. Put this bonsai tree in here. We'll do this. This looks cute. We just need a couple little candles, I think, to fill up the space. Ooh, we'll do these candles from Love Struck. They are quite literally perfect. This is her space. You know, she goes in here, does her yoga. It's a hot room, you know, maybe it gets really, really hot in there. And that's why hot yoga is apparently a thing. I used to do yoga years and years ago. It was once something that I actually really enjoyed a lot, but I don't know. I just stopped doing it for some reason. What if we put this bookshelf here? I feel like it kind of works. Oh yeah, that works really well. And then maybe we can put the lamp over here and just move the plant over. Have both of them be over here. That looks nice. And then I kind of want a nice chair just right here. I feel like this one is really, really perfect. I like the orange too. It kind of offsets all the blue. You know, this is honestly one of those builds that I've kind of been avoiding. Not gonna lie, because I've renovated this house before in the past. And I did it as a speed build years ago. Like years and years and years ago. It was a speed build and I really enjoyed the outcome. I used it in my game for a really long time, but at this point now it's just like, it's, you know, kind of like old news. So I needed to update it. We're not using the boob light today, y'all. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Eliza would never, she would never use anything called a boob light. She would scoff at that idea. In fact, we're going to use the subtle saucer light. Yeah. She's going to be one of those people. She wants it so evenly, brightly lit so that when anybody walks into her house, they can see how perfectly clean it is. Okay. They are not going to miss how perfectly pristine, clean, and dust free this house is going to be. I think I'm going to do like this kind of minty kind of green color. Ooh, that's so pretty actually. Honestly, I love it. I think this is kind of it. I feel like there's something missing. Maybe we need to put another one of these tables over here. You know what? That works perfectly well there. Put a little clock there maybe. That's kind of cute. And then just like a couple little plantaroonies, you know, little plants. I think, oh goodness, where is it? It's my new favorite plant that I'm obsessing over. It's Phil the Thrillodendron. I think it's a philodendron, but they gave it a fun name. Look at how pretty. That's such a cute little plant. And I think maybe a candle would go well here. I don't know if she would like a scented candle. She would like a scented candle, but it has to be plain. That's very cute. Okay, I feel like that helped a lot actually. And maybe just to finish this room off, I think I'm going to use these shiny draperies over the archways. Ooh, that adds so much character. Do I want to use the orange or this like yellow? I feel like this is also really pretty too. I don't know. I think the blue is quite pretty. I love that. That adds so much detail. Oh, yes. Okay, let's move on to the kitchen. And I'm just going to preemptively just make sure that all the lights are placed down. She wants bright. She wants white, crisp. Okay, while I furnish this kitchen, while I figure out what I want to use, have you seen a really fun video called Company is Coming? It is by Chris Fleming. I'm pretty sure that's their name. Just look up company is coming, Chris filming. It's a little bit of an older video. It's been on YouTube for a very long time. I think it might be one of the funniest, most real videos I've ever seen in my life. Okay, it is so funny. I'm gonna give them a little island, maybe. I don't know, it's so small. That seems ridiculous. This kitchen layout's gonna be interesting. I think I've got it figured out. We'll do a U shape. But yeah, if you watch that video, or if you've known about that video, let me know in the comments. You know, feel free to even go pause this video and go watch that and come back and report back to me your thoughts. I love it so much. If you watched it, what do you think? Because let me tell you, it is so hilarious because, like, you know, not to throw my mother under the bus or anything, but growing up, you know, we always made sure the house was clean before anybody came over. And it's just that video always makes me think of my mother. It's so funny. It's like the most extreme. Like, don't get me wrong, we weren't like that. Ooh, should we use this fridge? I'm going to say this right now. I bet you secretly she hates having everything on the fridge like that. But at the same time, she wants people to come in and be like, oh, look at how cute that is. She wants people to think that there's things going on because she's so torn. She's so torn up, quite literally, about what she wants. She's like, does she want a nice lived-in space, or does she want something that looks really perfect and pristine so that people come in and are impressed by her house? Ooh, that's a really fun little set. Ooh, you know, maybe not to get deep on here with these Sims. Maybe Eliza has some trauma, you know, maybe she just growing up, it was very strict and very like specific with the way the house looked. And she's trying possibly to unlearn all of that, but she's having a hard time, you know. She doesn't really know how to get through that, how to deal with it. And you know, maybe Bob is being like super patient. He's like, you know, don't worry, babe, we got it. And she's like freaking out a little bit internally with everything, but as time goes on, she's like, she kind of calms down a little bit. And maybe that's why she loves Bob so much, is because he is the polar opposite of her, but in a good way, because she needs somebody to be there to like talk her down and be like, hey, this is not what you need to be worried about, you know? Not me actually shipping Eliza and Bob, because so many instances people split them up because they villainize her. But honestly, you know what? I think that's unfair. I'm gonna give them an orange microwave just because I think it's unfair to be villainizing Miss Eliza Pancakes, because she just has some issues, okay, that she needs help with. Ooh, this little rack looks so cute there. I'm just kind of decorating the kitchen the same way I pretty much decorate every single kitchen in this game. I can't help it, you know. Sometimes whenever you just place stuff down and it just looks right, you just want to keep doing it over and over, you know. Actually, I really like how simple this is. I don't really need any other clutter. Ooh, I do think though they need a coffee maker, like without question. I wish we had some more coffee makers. I'll do this one, I guess. That one matches. Let's see. We need some kind of curtains. I feel like these little curtains are super cute, but I don't know. I feel like they take up a lot of, well, they're pretty, but they don't really work at the same time. Ooh, these are really cute. Ooh, yeah, we could use these. These are from Parenthood, actually. I actually used to use these all the time. I really like them. Don't worry, I'm going to put an extractor fan. I'm going to try to remember to do this more often because I feel like it is more realistic. You know, if I want my builds to be realistic, I need to include them. I'm trying to think which one would look the best. Ooh, this orange one is really cute. It's from Growing Together, I'm pretty sure. I like the mint and the orange in here. That's quite pretty. And the little bit of yellow here is really nice too. I do need to include a door / archway right here. I think I'm going to use, since we don't have like I was going to say we don't have a short round one, but this one works. I mean, it's not the same as these, but it's close enough. I think we'll deal with that. And I'll put a little high chair right there for Iggy. I think that's actually so nice. And then over here is going to be a big, spacious dining room as well. I will put these lights in, of course, because she does want it to be very nicely lit. But we are going to put a nice light fixture in here because she specifically wants that. I actually think I'm just going to use this one from high school years. I feel like this would look really cute right here. I don't know. It's like just enough decor, but it's not too much. I kind of like the pink, actually. It's kind of cute. And then for the dining table, I've got a lot of ideas kind of bouncing around in my head. I mean, we could do a nice round table, but I feel like that's too informal. I think she wants a formal dining space. Okay. I mean, I feel like this one from Seasons, I used it outside, but I kind of like it for inside as well. I like that it's a little bit of a darker wood, so it contrasts against all the lighter tones a bit better. We'll see though. I might change my mind about that. Let's see. I really want to use either these. Actually, no. There's the ones that literally came with Seasons that will possibly work with this well. Ooh, do I like that? I kind of do, but I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more color. Like I kind of don't want it to be like a wooden chair. Like I almost want to use this one. It's a very expensive chair. At the same time, it's Eliza Pancake. She's materialistic, right? I'm pretty sure. I think this one will look really pretty. That's cute. I don't know if I like the table now. I don't know. Ooh, this kind of blends in with the floor, but I'm going to put a rug underneath it. Let's see how that looks instead. Yeah, let's place this here right under the light, wherever that goes. I don't know yet. Actually, I kind of like that. You know what? I like this because it has the white base and that matches the chairs, but then it has wood. Okay, yeah. And then I think we need to go with maybe like an orange or a teal rug. I'm not really sure, but let's look through colors. We'll click orange first. Let's just see. I mean, this is like kind of a classic rug in The Sims 4. I kind of like it. I kind of like that. Part of me does want to maybe make these chairs teal instead. Ooh, I kind of like the mismatched vibes though. Well, we have like mint and orange in the kitchen, so I kind of feel like we've got orange here. So maybe we need to go with the teal. I think that's okay. Oh goodness, you know me. I get super indecisive with things. It's a lot more intense than what's going on in here, but I feel like it works. It's very, very bright, but I kind of am here for it. It's so bright. It's like blinding me just a tiny bit. Alrighty, y'all. I've thought about it. I don't like the chairs now. I like this kind of situation we got going on, but the chairs, they're definitely an issue for me, I think. Ooh, I really like these chairs from Businesses and Hobbies. Oof, I'm going through so many things, y'all. Ooh, tell you what if we went with a slightly smaller like table? I feel like that's better. I feel like she'll be like, oh, I need to have it this way because it'll be more intimate and people will like me more, you know? And I think this rug, I quite like that. You know what I'm gonna do? Even though I literally, I was gonna just draw a wall here, but I feel like that's going to make this part really unusable now. So I don't know. Maybe they don't need to match perfectly. Maybe this can be like this light blue because I really am liking this light blue. But then again, oh, what about this one? I feel like this isn't the exact same color, but it's like a really nice option. Okay, stop me. Someone, please reach through the screen and tell me to stop because I will keep going and be like, I am going to go through every single possibility that exists in this game. I will lose my mind, y'all. I'm going to move this window down ever so slightly because it needs to be centered with the actual table. And I think we'll leave these windows a nice cream color. I feel like that's a nice color to kind of balance everything out and kind of keep it from being like overly like crisp, unless that's what she wants. The pink curtains. I mean, what if we did a pink fridge? I think we're doing that. I think we're doing the pink curtains. That's kind of a vibe. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of here for it. So I think I figured it out. I changed the rug and I really liked this swatch. It's very different. I haven't used it before. I liked that there's yellow and teal and then there's yellow and teal here. So it kind of is a nice mix. And now we need to pick out the wallpaper in here. And then we'll probably add some other little bits and bobs too. You know, I kind of like this color in here. It's a little bit more muted compared to the color that was in the living room. But I don't know. I feel like it works with all the different colors really well. We could also throw in some kind of backsplash here for the stove. We actually have items that are like literally like you just put them up like frames. There's one from Love Struck. I don't know if that's really going to be the vibe because that's very colorful and bright. And then there is this one though. I feel like that one will work really, really well. I think we'll just do this white one. I forget which kit this game comes with. A kitchen one, I'm pretty sure. That looks really nice. All right. Now let's actually decorate it just a tiny bit more. I feel like Bob was like, I bought a rug for the kitchen and it's literally an egg. And at first Eliza was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're throwing it away. But then she warmed up to it. You know, she was like, okay, it's kind of charming and the color looks really good in there. And so she decided to let that go. And she was actually really happy secretly. I think I'm going to put this bookshelf in here. I feel like this also is going to look so nice in here with the yellow right there. And I think I'm going to get another one of these tables here as well. These like hallway tables. This is a really nice little table. I really like this for spaces like this. And then we can put like, you know, some artwork above it too. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. It's got a bit of that yellow in it too. And then we do need some kind of like lamp here. Kind of like that one because it's really, really simple. And I haven't used that one before. We'll put another little philodendron down, little drapey plant. I feel like I can never find it. There it is. And then do I want to put another candle in here? I think I'm literally just going to be using the same scented candle. What scent is this candle? Let me know. What Bath and Body Works / Yankee Candle scent is this? And put it in the comments. Let me know. I kind of want to use these like swoopy little candles here too. Those are really fun. I kind of like those actually there. And then we do need some more plants in here for sure. We got to have greenery in the kitchen. I feel like this plant from Businesses and Hobbies is so perfect for this place because it's pretty small, but like, I don't know, it does a lot. I feel like I want to put a window here. I feel like there needs to be another window just right there, just because it just feels a little bit empty and random right here. And then we can just put like another curtain right here. Just, you know, it's just enough to fill in that space a little bit more, to be honest. Okay, I really feel like this room is done. I don't want to over clutter it. It looks kind of perfect. Ooh, we do need to put something right here. Maybe just like a little painting. Just like right there. That's kind of cute. But yeah, that's the living room and kitchen done. I've got this tiny little room right here. I'm, to be honest, just going to leave it bare. We'll put one of these little decorative like drapery thingies, I think, over in here. I think I might double these up just for the vibes. Yeah. Do we want to put these over this one too? I quite like this actually. Her house felt dull and she put those up and she's like, actually, I really love those. I don't think they can walk through that actually, but they're gonna have to, you know? Maybe we'll just put like a little like coat rack or something in here. Ooh, actually, I feel like this item would look really cute somewhere up front. I don't know. I always hate hallways. And then also right here is a little kitchen too. I think this little hallway though, I might make it like a peachy color, or maybe we can make it a nice yellow. It's a nice bright white yellow. All right, so this little room here, let's sink our teeth into this room. I think I'm going to use another one of these tables. She got so many. Okay, she went to Wayfair and they were having like a buy 3 get 1 free deal, and so she's like, I have to buy 3 tables and then get 1 for free. And I feel like she is so quick to argue with Bob. You know, she's like ready to go. She's like, no, I'm doing this, Bob. Like, she's so ready to argue with him, you know, and justify like her purchases with his money, you know, because she's unemployed in this game apparently. But then he's like, that's okay, honey, I'm all right with that. And like, she's just like constantly expecting him to say something back when he literally has never done it. So yeah, I think that's a really funny little storyline. It's like he's too laid back. You know what, in the year of 2025, instead of everybody hating on Eliza and loving Bob, we're going to be Bob haters. Why not? We're going to go the opposite way. I think Eliza deserves better. Not going to lie. I like this little setup. That's kind of cute. I don't really love this little item, but maybe she loves pastels and, you know, she insisted. And then we've got like this teeny little powder room here, just a teeny little powder room. I kind of want to make it like this tealy color, but then again, I feel like that's a little bit too much. I think I'm going to go with just something really clean and light. Ooh, that's really pretty, like a lavender color. Oh, I love that. You know me, I love the color lavender. It's so nice. It's just like a light, cool tone purple. Maybe we'll just go with a really simple white tile. I mean, it's just like a little bathroom. So like, we'll go with like this more modern toilet. And this sink from Tiny Living is actually perfect. We do need a nice mirror. Ooh, that one's cute. And you know, we got to make sure we got to put the toilet paper in. Now, we are going to put the nicer toilet roll. We're not going to use the less expensive one. And it's got to go the right direction or she will riot. She will riot. Can you imagine purposefully putting the toilet paper the other way? You know what the other way means too. And if you think the other way is the other way that is the other way, we're going to disagree. Anyways, I have been recording for some time now at this point, and you can tell, you can tell. I feel like this would be a nice bathroom painting. I don't know. It just gives me bathroom painting vibes. Maybe I can put one of these lights in here too, and then we'll just make it a nice clean color. I like the purple and the pink for some reason. That's kind of a nice mix. And then we'll just put like a little itty bitty rug in here. There we go. I'm not really going to decorate it anymore. I don't think. I actually think I'm going to put the painting right here, but I don't think I'm going to go any further just because I feel like it would be too much. Oh, and I didn't put a little rug in here. I meant to put a little rug in this room here. Oh, and we need something on the wall. Oof. I kind of like this little item. Yeah, this is from Parenthood. It's called the hobby board. I feel like that's kind of perfect. Yeah, just there. That's a perfect little spot for it. So it's like out of the way, but they can still see it all the time. And then I really, really have the urge to put a plant in here. We're going to do another one of these. We'll do the pink one though. Oh, I didn't forget the trash can. Look at me. Look at me not forgetting the trash can. But it's going to be a very nice trash can. It's going to be like this nice clean one with a lid. All right. So the first floor is done. It's honestly not overly furnished, and I really, really like that about it, to be honest. Do I want to change this rug? I feel like it needs to be changed. Do I dare go with this bright pink? I think I'm going to go with a bright pink, y'all. Like, it kind of works. She would be ridiculous enough to want that, too. Maybe we'll make, like, this little cushion pink. Yeah. All right, there's the first floor. Now for the second floor. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a little walk-in closet. We'll start with Bob and Eliza's bedroom. So this actually is a nice size bedroom. I really like the size. Before I do anything though, I need to make sure we're going to put in lots of light. She wants recessed lighting everywhere. She's like not that type of person that wants really cool tone lighting, but she's close, you know? She does maybe like daylight, and it's just like a little bit too much for most people. I feel like this bed from Cats and Dogs is so perfect for them. That is so perfect for them. Not because I love everything that came with Cats and Dogs. No, partially, but no. She just likes that kind of style. I know these look weird, but there is a swatch that will fit perfectly. Look at that. That's so cute. And then we need a nice rug in here too. Oh gosh, I swear picking out rugs for me is kryptonite. I don't know what I'm doing half the time because I want it to be equal parts like colorful and trendy, but also I want it to kind of be like a little bit classy and clean and simple, you know? I could use this rug again that I used downstairs. I mean, this one's nice, but it's a little too simple. I mean, I feel like this one kind of works perfectly. It's even got the same shapes. Wow, those are the exact same shapes. These are from the same pack. Okay, so we have a walk-in closet that's clearly gonna be Eliza's. Okay, she's keeping all her stuff in there. Bob is gonna get the dresser here. Should I use this one? I feel like it's a little too tall. I mean, we could use this gray one that matches the bedstead. I kind of don't mind that. And then I do want there to be a place for her to do her makeup, so maybe we'll put like this here. I don't like it blocking the window. That's nice though. I think we're gonna go with this one from Vintage Glamour. Ooh, but the color is just not right. This one's okay, but I mean, that's close enough, but maybe we shouldn't put it in here. Low key. What if we made the walk-in closet a little bit bigger? I could do that. I kind of hate it, but also what if I did this? You know what? Never mind. We're not going to do that. Maybe we'll make the bathroom a little smaller. Maybe it was like in the original house plans, the bathroom was going to be here and this was going to be the walk-in, but she was like, no, I need it bigger. I need my walk-in closet to be big. Okay. Like I want all the space. It's my space. Ooh, we have this from what set is this from? I don't remember, but I want to make sure y'all know. So, you know, it is which one? The Modern Luxe. Very nice kit, actually. I really love the items. I think we'll go with the pink in there. So yeah, we've got a setup going on. Will there be a TV in here? Actually, yeah. There is going to be a TV. Bob is like, I really wanted a TV. You know, they decided to just put the frame TV in here because honestly, I know these are kind of trendy right now, but like I low-key want one. Not going to lie. That's so cool, isn't it? You know, and you could put your own, like, it's like a digital art frame. Oh my God. I would love that. And did I mention I'm turning 30 in like a few days? So maybe we'll go with gray curtains. I don't know. I feel like gray curtains would be sad. There's yellow, but that's too... Maybe we will go with gray curtains. I feel like they just want simple up here. You know, I don't hate that actually. I think gray is a little underappreciated. It's soft. I actually kind of like it in this context. We just need a nice colorful wallpaper. I know we've got blue on the bedding, so maybe we'll go with a nice light blue up here too. Maybe this soft blue. Ooh, it's a lot of matchy, but it's nice and clean, and I feel like that's okay. There's so much room up here. Like, wow. Ooh, we can put like a big rocking chair like right here in the corner, just because, you know, she has baby Iggy. I think we do need like an accent table underneath this main window right here. I don't want to keep using these, but oh my gosh, she did the buy 3 get 1 free, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, I guess she did it again. She was like, I did the buy 3 free, get 1 free, but I also bought another one, so I didn't really get 1 free. She spent full price basically. But yeah, we'll put a little candle right here. You know, we're just filling up the space. We'll put a different plant. We'll do these little like little other plants here, like that one. Oh, I love that plant. That's a nice plant. I don't know. I feel like my classic decor thing that I've been doing is plant, candle, lamp. You know, let's see what kind of lamp would look cute there. That's kind of cute. It's a little mid-century modern. I feel like she's into the mid-century modern vibes. Ooh, I like the yellow. That's cute. Maybe I should use that for the side table. No, we'll just do that there. But for the side tables on the bed, I don't really know. I mean, we could just go with these like painfully simple ones. They kind of work the best with that setup. I feel like we need a wardrobe. I feel like we need something more to fill this space in. Oh, but this makes me want to make everything white now. Oh, that looks really nice actually. Okay, I kind of like this bed a little bit more. I think it'll be nice to have like white accents with the gray. That way it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a nice balance of color in here personally. We'll put the wardrobe here just to kind of help fill in the space. And then we'll put like a nice lamp in here and then maybe just some plants. Okay, I kind of like this. It's pretty minimally furnished, but I'm okay with it. We don't have a mirror, do we? I should put in a mirror somewhere. Maybe we'll put it just like right here. I feel like this one from Growing Together is white or nice. There we go. Actually, yeah, this room's looking good. There's going to be no clutter here, okay? She's only wants decor. She doesn't want clutter anywhere. Ooh, maybe we'll put this little like book situation, or I'm going to put this actually, this little llama. Lana the llama. I didn't know it was named Lana. That's cute. And then maybe we'll put another candle. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do another one of these ridiculous big scented candles here. Maybe they're all like fresh linen. You know, she would be that kind of person, you know? Ugh. Hate that scent, to be honest with you, y'all. Okay, I think while I'm furnishing, I'm gonna talk about some stuff. Okay, you know, you all know that I recently left my place of work a couple months ago at this point, so I won't go into details where I worked still, just for privacy's sakes. But we sold soap and candles and the works. So, you know, it was a pretty fun time, but we also sold laundry products. And let me tell you, people would get this scent that was like a fresh linen scent. They lost their minds over this scent. It was everyone's like scent. It was so popular. It was insane. I hate it so much. It is so repulsive to me, and it's not like a bad scent. It really isn't. I think it's fine. It's really fresh and clean. I'll give them that. It's a nice fresh clean scent, but my lord, I don't think I could ever handle that again. It was so repulsive, so bad, so strong. You know, I really should have thought this through a little bit better. I think, honestly, I'm just going to move this down. We're going to move this down. We're going to move this back because that was silly. We'll do it like this. What was I thinking? Having it be a small bathroom. You really think that Eliza Pancakes will have a tiny little bathroom like that? I think not. I'm talking to you like it was your choice and not mine. Let's see. We're just going to go with white counters, even though that's not what I would do. Unless we do yellow. Ooh, the yellow is quite fun. You know, she likes to be fun with her colors. Even though she doesn't seem like it, she likes fun colors. We'll do a nice double sink kind of moment for in here too. I feel like she would have like a full section, you know. I don't like that these have those little seams. We'll fix that though. And you know what? I know kitchens or bathrooms don't have cabinets like kitchens, but like I just want to put them in here just for extra storage. I think it looks kind of cute. And then we need some lighting. I think I'm going to use this lighting from the businesses and hobbies expansion pack just because it's going to add a lot of light. Yeah, we'll just put like a couple little bits and bobs in here. This is nice soap. Okay, she doesn't buy the cheap stuff. Put a couple towels up in here. I think that will look cute. Also, I'm so sorry if you were seeing the camera shake. I had a little too much caffeine today, so I'm shaking my leg a lot. Sort of a nice little spot. There's no clutter. There's not going to be clutter, even in her bathroom, that you can't even see. Like, guests aren't even in here unless... I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That would be so weird. Okay, but like, hear me out. Nobody's going to go into her bathroom, right? What if it's a mess? What if it is so bad? Like, I'm talking, there's stuff everywhere. We're talking there's dirty clothes on the floor. There's just a thing on the floor. There's toilet paper like thrown everywhere. I think we'll put the shower right here. I feel like that's a really, really bad placement of the shower. I'm thinking I might switch some stuff around here really fast. Yeah, we'll put it there. I feel like this is a super narrow bathroom now, but that's fine. We're okay. Ooh, I like that. The pink and the yellow. There's so many colors going on. Because nobody ever comes in here, and like she keeps her reputation by having like a ridiculously clean house, but nobody knows how messy it truly is in here. Like there's literally going to be piles of dirty clothes. There's going to be a basket of laundry here. There's going to be another basket here. Like it's so cluttered and ridiculous. And like the rug, oh my gosh, there's going to be a rug in here, of course. It's going to be like this little one. I really want to use this one, but it's going to be like all askew and messed up and stuff. It's like, ooh, I'm trying to think, what kind of curtains would they have in here? Maybe just some like really simple white ones just for the bathroom. And then this is her little like walk-in kind of closet kind of space. I think I'll use the dream home decorator kind of cabinet sort of things here. Ooh, I don't like this placement of everything. I'm going to move this back down. I'm probably going to get rid of this wardrobe because it's just not fitting there. And then I'm going to put these over against this wall. Oh, it's such a small room. It's going to be so hard to see. I'm so sorry. But we're going to get these in here. But yeah, we're going to give her some of these clothes. I never use these items. I always forget about them. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put a vanity in here. Yeah, I feel like it's just taking up too much space now at this point. And then let's see. I also want this room. I kind of want this room to be a mess too. Why not? We'll do some more little displays, I think. Maybe we'll do something like this. I hate that these clip into the wall like that. That bothers me a lot. So we're going to do this. And then we can fill these full of different shoes and stuff. But I definitely want to make sure that it's full of dirty clothes too. Like, it's an absolute mess. But yeah, I'll just throw a bunch of random nonsense items in here. Like this is her walk-in closet, but it's also kind of a junk room. Like she doesn't really know what to do with anything in here. So yeah, that's kind of the space we've got in here. Maybe these curtains are slightly open like this for now, but she's going to close them. You know, I wish you could do that in this game. All right, there is the bedroom and the bathroom and walk-in closet done. I kind of like the space. All right, for the next room, I would like to finish this little landing just because it's a boring room and we got to get it finished. Part of me wants to do half walls for these like little railing bits here, or at least maybe one half wall there, and then maybe a fence on the other side. Also, if you can't tell, it is the next day in real life. I just was like, you know what? It's time to take a break from this build. I had spent a couple hours recording at that point, and I was like, okay, I just need a break. So it's the next morning. I have myself a little coffee. I will just ramble. I don't make or let me rephrase that. I don't buy coffee anywhere anymore. I basically have decided that I'm just making it at home. Is it a choice because of, finances? Sure. But at the same time, I've just kind of come to the conclusion that I can make a really good iced coffee at home. Just saying, it's actually pretty good. And I kind of prefer it. Should I do like a column here? I hate that there's like no columns that work with the half walls. I don't know why. That's such a tiny little pet peeve of mine. I mean, if you make it white, it's like not as bad looking, but like, I don't know. It just still bothers me so much. I don't really know what else to put up in this space, to be honest. It's just a little landing kind of moment. Well, I guess we'll focus on putting a curtain right here. Maybe just like one of these like little skinny-ish ones. We'll do like this white one maybe. Honestly, that's fine. Oh, so like, you know, she got like a deal on these at Wayfair. These really big, not really big, these really cute little hallway tables. She got such a deal on them at Wayfair. And, you know, she was like so ready to argue with Bob, being like, listen, we need this for this house. And she was like ready to go. And he was like, whatever you want. You know, not me being a Bob hater in 2025, honestly. I mean, maybe I don't hate Bob. Let's be honest. I don't hate Bob. That's a strong word, okay? I just think that Eliza deserves a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I think she needs someone who is a little bit more, you know, willing to put up with her being a little bit high maintenance, you know? She's like, you know, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she does need somebody like Bob who is her polar opposite. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, what is she gonna do? Is she just gonna go through life being willing to just have everything just blasé accepted from everybody? Or does she want somebody who wants to argue with her? Does she want that? I mean, not that anybody would want to argue, but at the same time, it's just like, maybe she does need that. Maybe she needs some energy. Maybe she doesn't necessarily need like a person who's willing to like fight at least, but she wants someone who's a bit more argumentative, who's a bit more outspoken with their opinions. Or let me rephrase that. She needs somebody who at least has opinions to begin with and is willing to at least speak about them, you know? Because personally, I think Bob just does not even have opinions because that man doesn't have a thought, okay? Wow, I'm just throwing so much shade at Bob Pancakes this morning. I've not been awake for more than like an hour and I'm just raring to go. I'm like, you know what? I don't even care about this man, okay? She deserves better. Anyways, here's this little space. It's looking cute. I'm a little bit unhinged in the mornings, I feel like. Yeah, very simple little place. You know, we're not really going to overdo it with this hallway up here. I think it looks nice. I really would like there to be some kind of like rugs, like runners or something. Maybe just like this one where it's white. I know, I don't like that. Ooh, wait, that's kind of fun. I don't know if the color is just right. Wait, why is that kind of a moment? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of live for that. I don't know if it's gonna work over here. It's kind of weird over here, but maybe we can shrink it down and just, I don't know, maybe that's cursed, but you know, I kind of love it. It's a pop of color, all right? We love a pop of color. And then how about we work on this little balcony? We haven't done this yet. I think that, you know, Bob and Eliza here, you know, maybe they are meant for each other. You know, maybe they do need to be together. And he eventually kind of grows out of this like blasé, acceptant kind of nature, and he starts to be a bit more outspoken. But in turn, Miss Eliza Pancakes, she decides, you know, as time goes on, she starts to be a bit more relaxed. You know, she stops kind of worrying about like the tiny details. Maybe I'll make their house over again one day and the house will be more lived in and more different. And, you know, she decides to donate a lot of this like bright, trendy pastel stuff, and she just gets really simple things, you know. I'm just very opinionated about Eliza Pancakes, you know. I really want to give her her own story. You know, she deserves so much better. I don't know what to put out here, to be perfectly honest with you. I kind of do like the idea of putting those like lounge chairs out here, like these maybe. I don't know if this really makes sense out here, but I don't know though. I feel like this is more like their private little space. So maybe this is like a little place. I'm gonna get rid of this window box here because it's kind of in the way, but maybe we'll just put like a couple of these out here. Actually, this seems like it would be nice. I would honestly love this if I had my own space. If I had a little balcony like this, I would love to have just like a little place where I could come outside and I could literally just lounge. You know, I am the type of person that I'm a summer baby. I was born in August. I love the warmth. I love the heat. I adore summer. Maybe not when it's like 110 degrees, but I adore summer. And I think that to just lay out in the sun, I love laying out in the sun. It's so great. I love absorbing the sun, getting vitamin D, feeling the warmth, sweating a little bit. You know, I'm not like, I don't care about getting tan. That's such a boring, like, trendy thing to be into, honestly. Like, come on, why do we want to make our skin tan? Like, a couple hundred years ago we were obsessed with being pale. Okay, it's never gonna make sense. Okay, got this little plant box kind of thing. I don't really never like know when to use it. Kind of looks cute there though. And then what can I put right here? There needs to be something just right there. Maybe this little, no, that's more of an indoor thing. In fact, I kind of want to put it like somewhere, like right here. Cute. But yeah, I have other builds planned. I'm very excited about that. Like I have this is cute. I have a build planned that is going to be Dragon Age themed. It's not necessarily going to be like a place from Dragon Age, but if you don't know, I'm kind of obsessed with Dragon Age. It's kind of my other hyperfixation, and I have decided that I'm going to do a Dragon Age themed build, possibly in Glimmerbrook. I know for certain I want to do Glimmerbrook because, so here is me. I'm going to talk while I do this bathroom here. But for me, I think that Glimmerbrook was really misunderstood, I guess. Like, I feel like it was also, you know, because the builds were ugly. But I think that a different approach for Glimmerbrook would be to make it be Dragon Age-y, you know, like that kind of theme. Like, because, you know, whenever we got the pack, you know, a lot of people were expecting spellcasters to be very much, you know, like witches, you know, like witchy, magical, like, and it still has bits and pieces of that essence in there. But personally, I think that if we go for a more Dragon Age kind of route with that world, it's going to be so much better. It's got the vibes, it's got the atmosphere, you know, the mysticism, like it feels right. So, you know, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. I'm very intrigued because that might be the next world that I hyperfixate over. I'm not gonna lie. It's only 5 lots, so it's honestly a good little mini hyperfixation, I think, to have, because it's just short and sweet, to the point. Also, let me know what kind of builds I should do. I know, though, also another thing that is slightly related to this, but is not the same. It's not going to be in Glimmerbrook, is the castle build. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't, actually. But I have a plan for, in this series, I'm going to renovate this base game castle that the Sims team did years ago, I think upon launch of the base game. And let me tell you, this build is ugly. It is so ugly. It is so bad. But at the same time, it's kind of amazing. Like, they had a really good idea, you know? And I think myself, Luca, I'm going to transform it myself. And I think I'm going to go with a Dragon Age kind of approach with it. I think that would be the best bet, because that would just look so good. But yes, as you can see, I'm pretty much done with this little bathroom now. But this bathroom is a little bit, it's clean, it's polished, it's nice. You know, this isn't like necessarily just like the guest's bedroom or bathroom. It is, you know, obviously going to be for Iggy whenever, you know, she grows up. But at the same time, it's very much so like a guest bathroom for now. Like, it's where, you know, if she, you know, has people staying with her or something, this is where they would go. So it has to be clean. It has to be bright. It has to be coordinated. It looks really cute. I actually quite like the colors. It's very like colorful. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just really like wanting to do like a Dragon Age themed build, because I feel like that would fit so well in Glimmerbrook, particularly the Magic HQ. Oh my gosh, I could basically turn that into Skyhold from Inquisition, which if you're a Dragon Age player, let me know in the comments. You know, who do you play? What class are you? You know, stereotypically, I guess you could say, I'm very much so a mage player nowadays. I love the mage class in Velgard. I actually think that might be my favorite that I've like ever played. Like, such a good game. Please, if you have not checked out Velgard yet, I highly recommend it. I actually got it for free from the Creator Network, which was really cool to try it out. I don't really play that on my channel, but I highly recommend it. And if you want to use my creator code, you can get it that way. That would be great. Anyways, I need to actually talk about the build here for a second before I get started. So this build, this room right here. So I'm going to make Iggy's room here, but this room, since they're not going to have any more kids, I was torn. Because on one hand, I was like, well, I kind of want it to be like a really nice guest bedroom. But what if, you know, we've kind of went a little ways, you know, maybe this is a tiny little hint of Bob being a bit more, you know, outspoken. Not fully, but he's getting there. He wanted his own little man cave. So we're going to give him his own space. It's going to be messy. I'm going to, you know, try to make it look like it would be his space, but I want it to be a little bit on the messy side. Ooh, I kind of like the classic hipster hugger, or better yet, the classic grandma's couch. This is from the Basement Treasures kit. I think that's perfect. And yeah, I'm just gonna make it kind of a really cluttered and messy like room. You know, none of it's really gonna match, and I'm just gonna kind of intuitively build while I ramble. Yeah, I'm like just contemplating like all the different builds that I'm gonna do. I've gotten some pictures and some screenshots saved in my Milanote, and I plan on using those, like particularly from Skyhold and the lighthouse that is in the newest game, Velgard. Put this in here maybe. I don't really think that matches. I want something that's like not matching. Maybe we'll do this instead. Yeah. And then, you know, he's gonna get like a nicer TV. You know, this is like his nice TV, and we're gonna give him like all the game consoles that there is. Oh wait, this is so perfect. Honestly, Dream Home Decorator, those items kind of slayed. They kind of ate. And then I'll give him a computer over here too. I'm also thinking about, you know, building something that is very cottagey. You know, I've had this idea in my head too lately with that. Something that's a bit more, that's just a small kind of, you know, cozy little cottage space. Like I've been itching to do that too. I think it's because autumn is on its way. That's a nice little combo. I don't know. I feel like this desk is not gamer. It's not like man cavey enough, you know. Maybe this one is a little bit more up to his standards, but I don't know, I feel like that still doesn't match. I need a sip of my coffee. I think I'm gonna go with that. That's fine. I don't want it to match. Ooh, this blue rug, I kind of love that for this space. You know what, this is coming together. This is coming together for sure. I think this wardrobe kind of fills the space up. Maybe he keeps some of his clothes in here too. You know, maybe he has no space. Ooh, we need a radio system though. Maybe instead of that, we should put this instead. That's kind of cute, but I really would like there to be something bigger. Maybe this one. This one's kind of fun. Yeah, I like it. And then for the wallpaper, what should I put in here? What kind of wallpaper are we looking at? Maybe we should just go with like a really simple paint. We'll just do blue maybe. I think that's fine. And then honestly, we're going to get rid of this recessed lighting. He's really overstimulated by that. And so like he'll go in here and he'll just kind of chill. Yeah, we'll just put like one little light in here. Maybe, you know, that's just how he is as a person, you know. Maybe he eventually, you know, gets that message to Eliza as time goes on. They both kind of learn, you know, they got to communicate about some things. And, you know, he eventually tells her, you know, hey, I actually really don't like bright lights throughout the house. You know, the recessed lighting is really, really harmful to my eyes. It's very uncomfortable and I'm overstimulated 100% of the time. That's why I don't talk. And so maybe that's where she's like, okay, I gotta do something about that. You know what? I'm actually gonna have his space not be so messy. Personally, I think that he does like neat and tidy spaces, but it's not really expected of him, you know? That's not true. He's a slob in the game, but you know, maybe he changes. I don't know. This room's kind of cute. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to do any more like major decor as I go to the clutter and look for more clutter to put in here. Oh, well, I have to put some like games, you know, I'll put a game console and like a controller there. Yeah, that's all. That's cute, actually. I really like this space. I'm going to shift click this because I have better build by, and I'm going to warm up that light a little bit because it looks a little bit off. All right, last room. We're on the final stretch. So this is going to be little Iggy's room, and I've decided I'm going to go with like a light blue theme. I just like the idea of Iggy having a light blue, like kind of sky blue themed room. It just kind of came to my head last night, and I was like, I love that color. I love that idea. Okay, what kind of bed? Something, it has to be something that like you would expect Eliza to immediately pick out at the store. I mean, this one is also really cute. It's from Eco Lifestyle. I feel like this is kind of perfect. We'll just put it maybe right here. Ooh, I like that. I like the wood with it too. You know, maybe there's like a new collection. You know, maybe there's like a Chip and Joanna Gaines in this universe, and that's like part of the collection. You know, the denim and I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Maybe there's like this whole like, oh, I can see it. It's like this, what is it? It's not greenwashing. It essentially is though. It's like a line of toys and furniture for kids, you know, and it's all about being like low carbon footprint and recycled and all that good stuff. I don't really know. I'll put this changing table right over here. That's cute. And I don't ever really know what to put in kids' rooms, to be 100% honest with you. I just kind of go with it. Ooh, we'll do this little acorn. Maybe, you know, maybe it's going to be more browns and, well, I want this to be like a light blue, preferably. Oh no, I really like this swatch though. Yeah, maybe it's light greens instead. I just feel like that feels better. She's not old enough for it yet, but they did get her like a little drawing table from this collection. I don't really know. I'm not really going to make this room like super finished and polished because she's a toddler. She's going to age up soon. So maybe her chaos is what is going to cause both Eliza and Bob to change. I feel like that's what they needed, you know, not that a child saves, you know, a marriage. That's kind of toxic and kind of sexist. I personally think. I won't get into it. But at the same time, you know, it worked for them. So I don't know. This room, it's the last room of the build. I'm kind of unhinged at this point. So, oh, the froggy is so cute. But yeah, if you got to this part of the video, thank you. I really appreciate you all watching this far. Honestly, you're just so wonderful. Like, I also am just like want to say a huge bit of thank you, and just I want to express my gratitude to everyone for watching my builds and just kind of commenting and just being so nice. And you know, I'm kind of blown away by the support. I've been doing this for almost 10 years. Like, I started technically in 2016. A lot of my older videos are privated, I will be honest with you, so you won't see that far back of videos, but I just, you know, I've been doing it for almost 10 years and never did I really think it was going to get to this point. Like, I, you know, kind of gave up on it for a couple years there, like just because it was just not going anywhere and I was kind of feeling stuck. But I'm really grateful and happy to say that I'm in a good point with YouTube, and I think I'm gonna keep going with it. I don't know about this room, y'all. It's so unhinged. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's cute. It's gonna change, so I'm not like super worried about it either. And then let's just pick out a really nice little wallpaper. I think we should do something a bit more fun. Ooh, this one's probably got like a really nice one. Oh, that's so cute. I haven't used that before. Honestly, having this room as a kid would be great because look at this big window. Imagine like putting your bed like right here or something. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll just do these really simple, clean white curtains from Movie Hangout. These are honestly so underrated. I really love them. All right, we are done. Finally. Not that I'm complaining, but we are finally done. Hello, here she is. This is the Pancakes House 3.0, I guess, for me. Here's the home. Let's go ahead and I'll give you a little tour. So you see the front here. I use a lot of cats and dogs windows because I feel like that's very in right now for Eliza. We have the backyard here, which honestly, at first I was not sure about the backyard, but I kind of really like how simple it is. But we have a nice little fire pit area, and then we have a little eating space with a grill. Very nice, very polished and clean. And then we have a little sunroom, kind of not sunroom, greenhouse. A little greenhouse here where Eliza can do some of her, you know, performative gardening. And then let's move into the inside here. We have a nice little, you know, a little hallway here. It's cute, it's simple. Then it moves into the dining space, which, you know, it's very clean, deliberately left fairly uncluttered because I don't want Eliza to, you know, freak out. You know, she's very uptight about clutter unless it's done right. You know, we have a very bright living room, which I have not used these items together or swatches, whatever, these colors everything. I'm kind of obsessed. I really like it. It's very bright and very colorful. We have a tiny little sunroom here. This is her yoga room. So she specifically does her yoga in here. And then we make our way upstairs. Nicely decorated little hallway space. We have a pretty standard, kind of generic looking bedroom. One thing I would have liked to have done with this house, and it might be my future renovation that I do for my save file, is I would like to add a basement to this house because that would be so perfect. And then we can turn this into a guest room. But then we have this is Eliza's bathroom. Let's be honest. It's messy. Okay. This is like her secret. This is her demon. Okay. She keeps this hidden away from everybody. It's not nice looking. It's messy. It's cluttered. Same with her closet. It's a little to be desired. It's kind of chaotic. And then this is the main upstairs bathroom. Very nice and bright and colorful. I really like this bathroom. It's so vibrant, but I don't know. It's nice. And then this room here is Bob's little kind of man cave. It's actually clean. You know, people expect it to be messy, but it's not. It's really clean. And honestly, I kind of like it. It looks very cozy. And then we have Iggy's bedroom. It's kind of higgledy-piggledy. I'm not really sure. I don't really do kids' rooms that well, but I kind of like this one. It's definitely going to change in the future once she gets a little older. It's going to probably go through so many changes, I think. And yeah, that is pretty much it, y'all. I will have this up on the gallery under my username, luccaowens, as always, luccaowens. And also, I just want to say really quickly, a huge thank you to my YouTube members. They're on the screen now. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me. And if you would like to become a member, you'll get early access to my videos and a little shout out here at the end. I might have some different perks and stuff in the future. I don't really know. This is a whole new thing for me, but do let me know any kind of suggestions that you have. If you've seen other content creators do this, just give me some tips and feedback. I really appreciate it. But I love you all. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye, y'all.